Saludos mis estimados amigos, soy Pablo Hernández de Ciclismo 360, bienvenidos a este episodio que es muy especial. Voy a estar entrevistando a Titouan Perrin-Ganier. I think that's the right pronunciation, right?
Yes, it's right,
I,
it's right.
I got it.
Perrin-Ganier.
Well, él es un campeón mundial de cross country eliminator, por lo tanto es un grandísimo placer y una grandísima oportunidad para entrevistarlo. Espero que disfruten de esta conversación que voy a tener con él. Well, Titouan, it's a real pleasure to have you here. As I told you before, it's a great opportunity for me because you are the first world champion in cycling that I get to interview. You recently came to Puerto Rico for 2 of the 3 UCI races.
It was for 3 UCI races, one in Florida, in XCO, and 2 in Salinas in short track and XCO the weekend after.
All
it was
right.
super cool. It was super cool.
I wanted to ask you, how can you describe your experience in both Florida and Salinas?
Yeah, it's in Florida. It was super tough because it was a super muddy race. I think it was the biggest muddy race in my life. It was just crazy with a lot of mud, super. I don't say super strong mud. It was crazy. I made maybe 10 stops in the race to get out the mud of my bike. Yes, it was super hard to race in this kind of condition, but it was also super cool in the first race of the season to race in muddy condition, to find the flow on the slippery track, and the track was super beautiful. The feeling was great, and yes, it was a good day. It was a good day.
And what about Salinas, which is a quite different place?
Yeah, it was totally different. It was crazy. In Florida, it was jungle with mud and lot of trees, and in Salinas in the south coast, it was super dry, and yes, not a lot of trees, and super strong sun, hot and warm weather. But yeah, the track was cool. I prefer the track in Florida, but yes, the track in Salinas was also cool, and the level of the race was super high. After a long and tough training week, it was not my best shape, but yes, it was cool to make 3 race in February in under the sunshine. It's super good to become the season like that.
So was it hard to deal with the high temperature of Salinas?
Yeah, it was super hot. And for me, in France, I live in the mountain around 1,000 elevation meters, and in ski resort. At my home, when I live to Puerto Rico, it was full of snow, super cold, and just 10 days after, made a race under 35 or 40 degrees. It was a big shock for the body.
Oh,
And
yes.
yeah, the beginning of the race was super hard, but no, it's cool. We
You know,
became brown, and when we come in Europe, wow. Where are you live? You are super brown.
well, don't feel bad. We, the people who live here in the south coast of Puerto Rico, we are supposedly used to that temperature. We still can't manage properly that high temperature of Salinas because it is quite different. Because in some places, yeah, you have a hot sun, but you know, you have vegetation around, so the vegetation kind of swallow the temperature. But in Salinas, you don't have that luxury. The floor, the soil actually reflects the temperature back, and it feels even hotter. So don't feel bad for that. We can still manage, and we live here.
No. Yeah. It was different, and it was cool. It was cool in the island to see some different place, but it was super close, just 100 kilometers behind the north coast and the south coast, but it's totally different landscape. But well, yeah, it was super cool. It was super nice trip. Super nice trip.
We are happy that you were happy with your trip to Puerto Rico. Uh, we mentioned before that you are, uh, please correct me if I'm wrong, you are currently the world champion in cross country eliminator, right?
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right. You have won that world championship in cross country eliminator a number of times, also the European championship and the French championship.
Yeah.
We the people who are not elite cyclists, we usually tend to focus too much on those big results. I mean, those are big results anyway. I'm not diminishing that, but we often forget or overlook the most important factors, which is what a person have to do to achieve those results. Can you describe briefly what what you had to do in order to achieve maybe those number of world championships, French and the European championships?
Yeah, it's not easy to be focused on one day race. It's always a super stressful day on the championship on the one day race, and I like that. I like that. I need to have some stressful to be full focus, and yes, it's not easy, but yes, I love this kind of day. And championship, it's not the same than World Cup season. When you want to win the overall World Cup, you must to be full focus on each race and all along the season. But you must manage to be constant. And on one day race, you must to put your level high just for one day, and it's super mentally, and it's why I love this kind of race.
You know, you are like the second or third elite cyclist that I interviewed that tells me the same thing, that sometimes they prefer the one day race for the for the very same reason. Uh, what about your season, this 2023 season? What lies ahead of these races?
In 2023, it's gonna be um not a strange season, but maybe an hard season um to plan for me, because I will be a father for the second time in April.
Oh,
Yes, I'm waiting my
congratulations.
second children. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, it's not easy because I don't know the tiredness with the second baby, and I want to be focused on the second part of the season to stay with my family in April for the birth, and it's why I want to be focused on the second part of the season with some big race. Like my big goal this season is the World Cup in Paris. Paris, it's the capital of my country. It's one of the beautiful city in the world, and for me, it's a dream to win a World Cup in Paris. I won the World Championship in the fifth times. Yes, for sure, I want to be world champion another time this year, but Paris, Paris, it's on another level for me. Yes, it's my main goal. Paris and the World Championship and the French Championship. The World Championship on October, the French Championship on July, and Paris on September. It's the second part of the season. Yes, yes, it look like a cool season, and new kind of season maybe.
Yeah, it seems that you are going to have a very interesting year because as you said, you have to combine your duties as a father and also as a cyclist. So that's
Yeah,
not easy. I mean, taking care of one child, I know is difficult. Taking care of two plus a career, it's more difficult. But we know you can do it. I mean, it's a matter of organizing yourself, your time. It's one of the keys. Talking about racing, you are in a new team this year, right?
yeah, yeah. It's why the season will be strange for me. My second children, and it's the first time in my career when I changed the team. I ride for my father team in the past, and now I joined the mountain bike racing team, the karate racing team. And yes, it's new with new teammates, new staff, um, new team managers, and but it was super cool. I think it's the moment in my career when I need to change some things to improve my level, improve my level, and yeah, yeah, it's super cool. The bike was super fast. Well, it's super fast bike, a lot of rigidity, but was it the bike were the bike are super comfortable also in the descent, and the size of the bike maybe are built for me for my size in medium. I'm super happy and I'm looking forward to start the season with my new team this weekend in the first French Cup in Marseille.
Oh, that's good. You know, I have one last question for you. It's quite normal to ask this question for me in the interviews because the purpose of my videos is not just to give data, if just information. I want my videos to be as far as possible to be a learning experience for my viewers. So I always ask the elite cyclists these questions, which is, can you give a piece of advice to those younger cyclists, maybe those in junior category, so you can help them achieve better results and maybe avoid errors that you committed in the past?
It's super easy. It's always to take a pleasure on your bike, take a lot of pleasure, and especially listen to your body. When you are tired, sometimes it's important to take some rest. And yes, listen to your body, not pushing hard if you're not able. For me, for example, I'm not the guy who can train a lot of hours. I need some moment to take the recovery. And but when you listen to your body, it's the more efficient training for you. And always take a pleasure on your bike. Be happy to be on your bike. Yes, even when it's rainy day and cold day, I love to be on my bike in the forest. It's always super cool for me, and I think it's the most important to improve your level and improve. Take the pleasure on your bike and listen to your body. And for sure, now it's super important to be fast in technical aspect, and it's super important to improve your technical aspect in young categories. Maybe before 15 years old. But yeah, improve your technical skills, take a pleasure, and listen to your body.
All right, Titouan Perrin-Ganier. I think I got it. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yes, it's
Uh,
good, good.
World Champion in Cross Country Eliminator, thank you so much for accepting the invitation for this interview.
Thank you too. Thank you. Thank you.